What is going on? I got a real special folding knife here for y'all today. This is the Reate T6000, and this is the most beefy, most tank of a folding knife that I have had on my channel yet. It's got a little bit of a tricky mechanism here, but this thing is an absolute tank. Look at the freaking blade thickness on this thing. This thing weighs 8.9 ounces. Now, not the most practical EDC option for your average knife enthusiast, but if you're like a collector, if you really want like a beefy ass folding knife that doubles as a fixed blade, then maybe this is for you. These things are pricey. You can get them on Blade HQ for about $500, I think is what they go for. We got the M390 drop point satin finished blade, which is beautiful. It looks very nice. Now, the action on here is very smooth. We'll start off by saying that. It has a very unique and particular like locking mechanism. It's got 3 different locks on it. So this is a very strong knife. Once you have it open, it isn't going to close on you, and it basically, one could say it's as strong as a fixed blade. So we got your traditional frame lock here, and then once the blade is deployed, you press these 2 buttons in, and then that's the second lock that also locks it. And then in order to release these buttons, you have to press this little switch up just like that, and then the buttons pop out, and then you can close it. And the blade is pretty big and heavy. You would think the action would be drop shut, but it's not quite. It's fine though. The ergonomics are amazing, actually. Like holding it, the ergonomics almost make up for the massive weight. But one thing I've noticed right off the bat is that's kind of annoying. Like just going to reverse flick it, my index finger accidentally pressed this button in, and if you can also lock the blade closed too, so you can't open it if those buttons are pressed in. So that's kind of a little bit of a nuisance. Might just have to like get used to the reverse action and adjust my grip, which is possible and probably fine. So yeah, you got the reverse action, which works pretty good. You got this extended fuller, which you can also do the reverse action down here, which not super ideal. This extended part of the fuller doesn't really grab your finger all that well for the heaviness of the blade, but this flipper tab is designed very well. Has just the right amount of aggression to grab your finger. Yeah, the flipper tab is, I gotta say, the main method of deployment. Effortless to deploy that way. We got this nice generous finger choil and this little bit of swedge slash harpoon slash like one little jimp right here for you, like choking up for some precise cutting. And I can really appreciate that. Like this knife, despite it being overly built, like this thing is truly made to be used and beat on. Like it can take a beating. Like I ain't even gonna have to test it to know. This thing is truly an impressive piece of craftsmanship. The pocket clip here, titanium. It's actually really nice pocket clip. It has just the right amount of tension, so it's going to go in and out of your pocket pretty easily with just one hand, which is what you want. Another thing that I should add and just really admire is the fine detail and precision on the milling on this entire knife, especially on the scales and handle and back spacer. There is not one single hot spot on this entire thing. It's extremely ergonomic. Like the edges are all chamfered and milled perfectly, and on top of all that, it's absolutely badass looking. Like I actually love the entire design of this knife, and Reate is a perfect example of a company based out of China that doesn't compromise on quality whatsoever. Reate is probably, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, knife manufacturer in China. Other companies also up there like We Knives, Concept Knives, I'm pretty sure also is from China, based out of China. I can definitely attest to the quality of Reate folding knives. I also own a Reate Horizon D, which is a more of a rare discontinued model that you can no longer get, but it's a very quality, unique folding knife. And if you're curious about that piece, I have a review of that knife also on my channel, so you should check it out. Also, feel free to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future weekly knife review content.